What's up, YouTube family? It's been a minute, but I was reading my comments and somebody commented, make a video about how to handle a bad trip. So I've actually made a couple videos about how to handle a bad trip, but it's 2025, so we're still alive, so I can talk about how to handle a bad trip and how I would just handle life in this day and age and this new year of my life. So I can make this video every year if we need to. So bad trip, so psychedelics, let's just go through it. You took something like psilocybin, acid, DMT, ayahuasca, any of those big psychedelics, right? So you made a decision, you made a choice to take a substance, and this substance is causing you to feel a certain type of way that is possibly uncomfortable, scary. You probably are terrified. You don't know what to do in the moment. So how can you handle this experience? That's what the person said. So I'm just gonna be straight up with you. There's really no handling the experience. It's not like you can control the experience. The way that you handle a bad trip is to let go. You basically have to surrender. You have to surrender all control of trying to control the trip. When you try to control the trip, that's when the trip gets worse. The reason why this happens is because life is flowing. Life is flowing in the best energy, the best directional flow that it's supposed to go. Like, think about a river current. When you go down the current, you know, it's gonna go to least resistance. When you try to resist during a trip, you're going against the natural flow of things. So you're gonna feel all that current. Think about it when you're a surfer. A surfer knows how to go with the waves. The waves are going up and down, up and down. And when you're a surfer, you're riding down the wave and you're riding up the wave and you ride with the flow of the water. If you try to go against the water, you're gonna bail, meaning you're gonna fall. So the same thing with bad trips in general. Trips, it's like this car. I'm in a Tesla right now, and my car is on autopilot. So I had an intention, I made a decision to go in a certain direction, right? I'm going to my house. However, the car is an autopilot. That's how life is in a way. We can put our intentions out, but the world is gonna throw things at us based upon our subconscious mind too. So depending on what thoughts that you have, you know, if you've already been thinking negatively, or if you had certain things that you know that is in your life that you need to address, it's gonna come up in your trip. And if you try to resist those things, then I'm sorry to say, then you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. What you need to do is you need to allow whatever it is to surface up, because a lot of these things that you have a bad trip with were already there. It's just that the fact that you're tripping on some type of drug, you know, psychedelic, it's bringing it to your forefront. It's bringing it to your conscious mind. These things have always been there. So what kind of bad trip could you experience? Some bad trips, you could be in like a bad situation where, like, I don't know, maybe something in your outer world is actually happening. Like, say the police come up, or like, say, I don't know, you're about to get robbed or something like that. That's just life. Shit like that happens even out of a trip. But what you can do to handle it, the way that you can handle it, when I say surrender and let go, one way to easily surrender and to let go when you're in a trippy, bad situation, even in regular life, when you're in a stressful situation, breathe. Take in deep breaths. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Hold it at the top for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And repeat that cycle. This is called a box breath because you're holding it for 4, 4, 4, 4. You do this, and what breathing does when you breathe correctly, it calms your nervous system down. It calms your brain. It calms your body. So when you're in a state of anxiety or in fear, your body tenses up. Again, you're wanting to go with the flow of life. You want to allow the energy to flow through you. When you are anxious, or you're in fear, you're scared, you're worried, your body tenses up. And so what happens when your body automatically reacts to those type of scenarios. So say that you've had a situation before where you had a trauma, where you were scared, fearful, you had some type of trauma. This is called PTSD. Your body automatically reacts. Say you got punched in the face one time, like on your right side of your face. If someone puts their hand up, you might flinch automatically because your body is already reacting to what happened before. So same thing, whatever situation you have been through, like say you've been through a breakup, or say you have like some type of abandonment issues, or you could just have something that you just see scary in the trip. Now, all I can tell you to do is kind of just, you have to face your fear. You have to allow whatever happen, and you have to face it. Like, you can't be scared of, like, you can be scared, but you can't be resistant to the fear. You have to kind of delve into the fear. The best way I can explain it is, or one of the ways I can explain it is, when I was learning how to do a backflip, I always use this scenario because I've been through it, it's real. When you do a backflip, it's so counterintuitive to what you would normally want to do. When you do a backflip, you're literally throwing your weight over your head in the opposite direction. We're so used to walking forward. So when you go backwards, the immediate first thought is that you're gonna break your skull, you're gonna break your neck, you're gonna hurt yourself or something like that. But really what you need to do is commit fully to the movement. If you don't commit fully to the movement and you jerk or you turn your head or something, that's what's gonna cause you to hurt yourself. That's what's gonna cause you to fail. What you need to do is commit. Same thing with like skateboarding. If you ever see skateboarders go down a half pipe, that little half pipe thing, the way that you dropping in is just going down. The way that you drop in is you have to stomp your front foot and you have to allow your weight to go forward. And it's very counterintuitive because people are not used to, it's like falling down a cliff. We're so geared towards, our balance and our equilibrium, like it's like vertigo. People are not used to being in a high place going down. So it feels weird to their stomach. It feels weird to your mind. But what you have to do is you have to trust. You basically have to trust in yourself, trust in the board, and trust in the laws of physics and gravity that you're gonna just go down smoothly and go to the other side. Because I'm telling you from experience, when you try to jerk your body, when you try to resist the flow of the gravity bringing you down, you're gonna bail, meaning you're gonna fall and hurt yourself. It's the same thing with bad trips. It's the same thing with life in general. When you know there is something that you need to do or that you want to do, you need to do it with full intention and full commitment. When you try to do it half-assed, or you're not gonna be able to do it efficiently and successfully, or as successfully as you would if you were to be more relaxed. Basically, it's being more relaxed. I'll tell you another example today. Today I'm at work and I work with metal, and I was using this thing called an easy edge because I work with this sheet metal, and I had to put an edge on the metal because we were connecting two pieces together. But I've done this thing countless times so far now, and I've gotten pretty good that at this point I can just roll it. You have to roll this thing, you have to crank this lever or this knob like this, and you have to hold the metal with your other hand. I've done this thing countless times to the point where it feels so easy to do. But this one of my coworkers, he came up and asked me, he was like, are you supposed to be doing it that way, or is it the other way? I'm like, nah, I'm supposed to do it this way. My foreman, he told me I'm supposed to do it this way. He's like, oh, okay. And then I guess he just started observing me doing it. And I think him observing me doing it, it made me feel anxious. It made me feel like, oh, there's eyes on me. It made me feel uncomfortable. So it was as he was looking at me, I've done this thing countless times, and I've gotten pretty good at it, and even other people tell me like, oh, you're getting really good at that thing, right? He looks at me, and I messed it up, you guys. Like, I messed up the edge. Like, it got off a track, and so I had to do it again. And then when I tell you, I did another one, and he wasn't around, and I felt more relaxed, and I didn't have all these eyes on me. I did it easy. But it's kind of hard to, get yourself calm under pressure. And especially if you've already messed up, or like you feel like things are bad, it's kind of hard to recover from when things are already bad. So the best thing I can tell you also how to handle a trip is to prevent a bad trip from even happening. That's why they say mindset, your setting, and who you're around is everything. It's key, it's all of that. So when you are around people who you're not comfortable with, that's probably a guaranteed way to a bad trip. If you're around people that you're not familiar with and they put you in a bad situation, that's probably going to be a bad trip. You're probably going to have a bad time. If you mix your drugs with other stuff, you might have a bad time because you're overdosing your body with too much different type of chemicals. Just taking too much of it in general can have a bad trip, have a bad side effect. So you want to take you want to take an amount that you know that you can handle. If it's your first time, maybe don't take 5 tabs. Maybe don't even take 2 tabs. Maybe take 1 tab or half a tab. Or if you're doing shrooms, maybe don't go for a heroic dose. You don't gotta take 5 grams of shrooms. You could just take a gram, or like a gram, 3.5, maybe half of 3.5, and then work your way up. People smoke weed and they feel freaking paranoid. So all I'm saying is that you gotta just know yourself, know your body, and know how to pace yourself. And it's really about being self-aware, being aware of self, being aware of when you're starting to have a bad trip, when you're starting to have. I think my Tesla just rebooted. That's kind of crazy. My Tesla's rebooting. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, okay, cool. Alright, I just had to. You have to press the 2 buttons right here. If you guys have a Tesla, you can just reset your Tesla by pressing these 2 buttons at the same time for like 2 or 3 seconds. Anyways, yeah, it's all about who you're around. It's about being self-aware. It's about being aware of self. It's about being able to be aware and knowing of when you are out of your own character or out of your own sorts, when you're starting to get uncomfortable. You should be able to tell the signs. Like something at work. I work at a very dangerous job, and we have to be safe, and we have to be very aware of our own bodies. Like people, they be working themselves so hard that they be getting hot, that they be passing out, and it's like, nah, I'm sorry, let me not judge them and let me not make that face. But at the same time, it's like, you should know when you're getting too hot. This job, the type of job I work in, they always tell us there's no time pressure. So we have 12 hours a day. I'm here 6 days a week. We have 12 hours a day. If we don't get finished today, we're gonna do it tomorrow. So at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about your safety. It's about your health. Like when I'm at work, I have to be very observant of who I'm working around. If there's scaffold builders, and if they're working with objects, or if I'm working with metal and I have my gloves on, or if I have my safety glasses on, because you may think that it's not significant and that like, oh, it's not gonna happen to me, or it's not that big a deal, but you don't know what could happen. It could be a split second and you freaking lose an eye, or you freaking get hit on the head. Same thing when you're tripping. I'm not saying to be like fearful, like don't be so fearful, but be cautious, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're just in a bad place, where you get lost in the forest, where you get pulled over by the cops, where you're like not aware of yourself, so you think that freaking you're dead, or like life isn't as you see it, so you're just over here hallucinating and going out into public. You may be walking around naked or some shit. I'm just giving you scenarios of stuff. Not all these things happened to me, but some of those things did happen to me. I didn't walk around naked, but I've had bad trips where I thought I died. I had bad trips where, or even shrooms. I get sick off of shrooms. I be throwing up. You know what I'm saying? I have a body reaction to psilocybin mushrooms where I just start puking. So it's like, why would I put myself in that situation knowing that for some reason I am adversely reacting to shrooms? Like it reacts negatively to my body. So why would I put myself in a situation where I'm gonna be puking? During the trip though, it'd be like I'd be seeing the positive and the negative. I'd be like, oh wow, this is actually, I needed this. It's like I needed to see this side of life. But no, trips I feel like are supposed to be healing. They're supposed to help you to realize new things about yourself, be more in tune with who you really are. You get to the source of it all, to who self is. And some of that stuff is not gonna always be comfortable, by the way. Your ego, like who you think you are day to day and who you identify as, it's gonna get challenged and it's gonna be uncomfortable because you're so used to going a certain way. So when certain things challenge you and make you think a different way, or show stuff in your face that make you feel shameful or feel guilty or feel, like, oh, you don't want to do that, you want to change your life, it's gonna, just know that may happen and be okay with it and be willing to change and to adapt in however you want to change. Take what you need to take from the trip. Don't try to control the trip, but take what you need to take from the trip and learn from it. It's like Simba from The Lion King. Simba was the Lion King. He was the son of the king, but he ran away from who he was. And so Rafiki, he talked to him and he hit him over the head with a stick. He said, ow, that hurt. He said, yes, but it's in the past, because Simba would try to run away from his past. But Rafiki told him this: the past can hurt, your trip can hurt, the present can hurt, but what you need to do is learn from it. And it's moment by moment. We're living in the only moment that's now, and you can change this moment of now by breathing, by thinking positively, like, hey, I'm okay, I'm all right. Pray to God, true. Yeah, I can't forget God, you guys. I may not be religious and I may not be like a Bible thumper, but I do trust that there is a creator and that we are all part of this universe, which is a reflection of the mind of the creator. It is a imagination inside the creator's mind, and so we are part of that holy goodness, like the source of it all. I truly believe that is the most pure love, source of abundance, goodness, peace, health, and wealth, and that we have the choice to stray away from it. And we are humans, so we're gonna fall short from the almighty, the goodness, and so we're gonna fall short from it, and that's okay, but what is not okay is to sit in that. We want to always be ascending, and so we're gonna descend sometimes. It's like the stock market. Sometimes, like Bitcoin go to $120,000, then it'll go down to $108, then it'll go up to $112, then it'll go down to $110. But it goes like that. Everything is a wave, but that's just how you know that you're alive, because you're able to, express with these vibrations, with this wave of this pattern. So just know that when you have bad trips, when you have bad things happen in your life, just know that something good is going to be coming after that. You're not always going to feel negative. And the way that it works is that you'll feel stress and then you'll feel release. You won't feel all good and then something bad happens. It's usually bad stuff followed up by release. That's why, something bad may happen in your real life. You may lose a loved one, they may pass away. You cry. But then after you go through your grief and healing, you can accept. You may not ever fully feel the same way that you used to feel, but you can feel some type of comfort. Like my grandma. I love my grandma. She's no longer here, but I still feel her with me every day. Like, I think about her all the time. My cousin, he left this realm too, and it was hard for me to it's still hard for me to like really imagine or deal with him being gone. But when I think about him, and I think about the good times, and I think about how I want to be a better example for my nieces and my nephews and my children, my future children, but the children who are in my life, and my mom and my brother and my niece, like I'm saying these family members, but basically I'm looking towards the positive. I'm looking at, okay, this may have been a bad thing, but what can I learn from it to progress and to keep going forward? And that's all I can really say with a bad trip. There's no way to really handle it or control it. But if you mean handle it by, being able to just go through it, just allow it, breathe, trust in yourself, trust in God, pray, say thank you, appreciate you, I'm grateful, I love you, I'm loving. Say those type of things and breathe slowly and just allow, just try to focus on any good thing in your life and focus more on that and more and more and more, and you'll be able to channel more good things, because it may be scary in the moment, it may be something dark and nasty, scary, but even those dark, nasty, and scary things have a child or like some type of light within them, and you have the light, and your light will outshine that darkness, and it can destroy the darkness within that thing that's popping up, and it can transform it and transmute it into something good. And that's what we can do. That's what an alchemist is. It's transmuting your thoughts. It's transforming yourself. You transform yourself in every moment and in each moment of this life. And when you continue to do that, you will have a better life, and you'll be able to know yourself more, and you will be able to get the things you want, and you will be able to change your emotional state and change your mindset. Whatever they say, change vibration, law of attraction, all that stuff is connected, and it's all relative to who you are. And it's all the same thing with bad trips. But yeah, this is son Yonatan. I appreciate you who asked for this video, and I hope this helped you. If it did, give me a like. Check out my other videos where I talk about bad trips. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.